Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Allie, for putting all this together. This is really incredible. It is so amazing to be here tonight. And thanks so much for coming out. So everybody who's taken this stage has been incredibly vulnerable, and I've been inspired to do the same. So I'm going to share with you something that I have not shared in public ever before. 4 years ago, I became a sexagenarian. I know. I may not act like a sexagenarian. I may not talk like a sexagenarian. A lot of people say I don't look like a sexagenarian, but I am actually a very proud sexagenarian. It is something I've worked for all my life, and here I am. So, for anyone who is thinking that I'm some kind of sexual deviant, you might be right. But sexagenarian is the term for people in their 60s. So how many sexagenarians do we have in this audience? All right. Yeah, I love being 60. I had no idea what this would be like, this time in my life would be like, when I was, say, a tricenarian, right, when I was in my 30s. But now that I'm here, it's amazing, and it's freeing, it's empowering. I mean, I can be up here on the stage, right? And even better, I fell in love, really and truly, for the first time in my life as a sexagenarian. With another sexagenarian, my now husband, Bajaja. We were high school sweethearts. Some of you know the story. And we reunited during COVID and fell in love, and he brought me to this beautiful place. I admit I had never heard of kiteboarding or wing surfing or any of those things before I got down here, but I love it, and it's just a beautiful community. Of course, most people assume that I kiteboard, and I do. I actually kiteboard frequently. If by kiteboarding you mean going down to the beach when my husband and his buddies are coming off the water and standing there while they're recapping their sesh and being incredibly kiteboard. Yeah. You know how this goes, right? You know how this goes? Oh, I started out on a 3.5 and I was underpowered. So I went back and I got a 4.5, but then it was overpowered. So I went back and I changed my mast, and then I changed my wing, and then I decided to launch and do a downwinder all the way from Rasta to La Tuna. And it was awesome. So, yes, I am kiteboard quite frequently. Who else is kiteboard out there? Yeah. So, but I get it, and I love the passion that goes into the wind sports. I mean, I can relate. I'm passionate about things too. I mean, for example, cooking. I love to cook. And sometimes I go out to the kitchen, and I'm gonna chop some vegetables, and I get my 3-inch paring knife, and then I might get overpowered by a jicama. And so I get my 5-inch chef's knife, and then I go to town, and then I switch to the Ginsu knife. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But now that I think of it, I bet my husband gets a little charcuterie board every now and then. I don't know, maybe. But seriously, I love being here. It's an amazing place. If it weren't for Baja Woody swooping in on his wing foil and bringing me here, I would most likely be back in my home, my humble home in Birmingham, Alabama. You thought this was a Canadian accent, right? In Birmingham, I would have been quickly becoming either a cat lady, I'm also into the cats, or a Buddhist nun. Yeah, true story. I have practiced Buddhism and studied Buddhism for decades, and I'm really drawn to the principles of compassion and loving kindness. But even more than that, I really love that the Buddhists have only 5 rules. They call them the 5 precepts. And, after growing up with the 10 commandments, I'm like, 5 precepts? I got that. And then I read them, and I'm like, this is amazing. The 5 precepts are like the 10 commandments, but with all the guilt and shame taken out. So that's pretty awesome. So 5 precepts are no killing, no lying, no stealing, no toxins, and no sexual misconduct. Okay, so no killing. I'm good with this one. Totally got this one nailed. I've been married 3 times, have not murdered anyone yet. So I think I got this one handled. I'm going to go with that. The toxins, however, is a little harder for me, especially in this town where there's multiple parties every night. So let's just say I'm working on this one, and I'll get back to you on that. So no stealing and no lying. I can attest the fact that this material is 100% mine, and it is 100% true, so good with this one. And I can check 2 boxes there. But the last one I'm going to be honest about as well. No sexual misconduct. So when I was a tricenarian, this precept would have been a big challenge. But now that I'm a sexagenarian and I'm in a very loving, committed marriage, I've got this one nailed. Totally got it nailed. It's really amazing to be married to someone who was your high school sweetheart. And, to have known them back when we were teenagers and have fallen in love and had all that passion and, that first crush, and we still have that. And I can call on that anytime I want. I mean, I can remember when Woody was 18 years old and he had all this hair and his great teeth and these really cute dimples. And, he still has the dimples. So our bodies are changing. We're older, as other people have shared, and that's just going to happen. So it's really good that we have that teenage love to fall back on as we get older, right? For example, the other night, Woody and I were making out. And I was, we still call it making out, by the way, because, part of us is still 18. So I'm kissing his neck and really getting into it, and I look up, and there's this really long, wiry ear hair that's staring at me. And I'm like, whoa, is that an antenna? Or maybe that's how he sees in the dark. I don't know, but I mean, it was a mood killer, let me tell you. So I'm like, okay, I could go get the tweezers right now, or I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna fantasize about the 18-year-old version of my husband. Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. But then I realized, is it possible to cheat on your husband with the 18-year-old version of himself? So I gotta rethink this precept. So I'm thinking, what if we had a threesome? Me, Baja Woody, and the 18-year-old version of the Baja Woody. Now I might be onto something. Yeah. So I think in the end, I'm a very good sexagenarian. but I might be a very bad Buddhist. Thank you.